You are likely exhausted. Every week, your feed is swamped with new AI tools, all promising to cut study time and write papers. The common mistake is searching for a single, generalist app like ChatGPT to handle every piece of your academic or professional workload. Treating a text generator like a search engine leads directly to hallucinations. You end up spending more hours verifying fake citations than you would have spent just reading a real paper to begin with. This diagram illustrates a practical way to measure your AI return on investment. Look at the left side. If you use tools that entirely outsource cognitive load, you finish the assignment but learn nothing. The right side represents tools that force active engagement, requiring you to wrestle with the material. That narrow overlap in the middle is the only sustainable path, where you save time while doing the mental heavy lifting. Escaping tool fatigue means ignoring 99% of the market. You need to identify the exact bottleneck in your workflow and build a targeted stack of specialized tools to solve it. Let's start with the first major bottleneck for researchers: navigating massive databases of literature without falling victim to fabricated data. This requires a category of specialist tools known as truth engines. Platforms like Elicit or Consensus are built specifically for verifiable reality, not creative writing. Look at this decision tree flowchart. If finding real data is your bottleneck, follow this path. Instead of conversational prompts, you enter highly specific semantic queries. In return, you get exact citation mapping and consensus meters, showing if the literature agrees or disagrees. The trade-off is twofold. The best data usually sits behind a paywall, and the rigid interfaces make it difficult to do open-ended brainstorming. If you are a grad student or a professional researcher, paying for that accuracy is a non-negotiable requirement. The second major bottleneck is drowning in hundreds of pages of PDFs, disorganized lecture recordings, and fragmented notes. This is where you deploy the heavy synthesizers. These are platforms designed to ingest and process massive amounts of user-provided data. Back on the flowchart, if information overload is your friction point, follow the document synthesis path. These tools use a strict closed-loop mechanic. The AI restricts its knowledge entirely to uploaded documents, ignoring the open internet, generating searchable knowledge bases, study guides, or audio summaries. The risk here is garbage in, garbage out. If the source material you upload is flawed, the AI will confidently summarize those flaws as fact. Synthesis tools act as powerful amplifiers for the knowledge you already collected. They cannot replace the foundational work of finding accurate facts first. The third bottleneck happens at the tactical level, hitting a wall on a specific math equation or a complex science concept that halts your progress entirely. This requires the problem solvers and grinders. These tools provide instant mathematical solutions or spaced repetition flashcards to help with memorization. On the flowchart, this represents the tactical problem-solving branch. The input is low friction. Snap a photo of an equation or paste raw lecture text into the system. It then outputs the exact step-by-step logic required to reach a specific answer. The trade-off here is severe. By outsourcing the cognitive load to an app, you deny your brain the struggle required to form long-term memory. Optimizing strictly for the fastest answer short-circuits your learning process. You will fail to retain that information when you sit down for an exam. The final bottleneck is taking a pile of disorganized research and executing a polished, structured essay or professional report. For this, you need the execution environment. This involves taking a generalist model and heavily customizing it for deep writing tasks. This requires massive front-loaded effort. You have to upload previous writing samples and build custom instructions to actively train the AI on your specific voice. This pipeline graphic shows the required workflow. Your raw concept data goes in, runs through your custom instruction filters, and generates polished, authentic output. This is a controlled environment. It is the opposite of typing a simple zero-shot prompt into a blank chat window. The trade-off is time. You have to dedicate significant hours to set up before the system yields a single usable paragraph. Skipping the prompt engineering phase guarantees generic, soulless text. It destroys your credibility on the page and instantly triggers academic plagiarism detectors. To actually deploy this, you have to align these tool categories with your specific academic or professional identity. This is the Tech Stack Scorecard. It breaks down the 3 primary user archetypes into specific categories. First is the survivalist, an undergrad or high school student whose bottleneck is time. Your stack consists of closed-loop synthesizers, tactical problem solvers, and free generalists. The cost is $0, but the trade-off is the extreme discipline required to avoid cheating. Next is the deep researcher, an academic whose bottleneck is verifiable literature. Your stack demands truth engines, citation mappers, and integrated writing environments. This will cost between $20 and $40 a month. That is the premium paid for the guarantee of academic integrity. Finally, the knowledge builder, a working professional trying to organize chaos. You rely on execution environments, heavy synthesizers, and automated transcription. You face a similar monthly cost, plus the prerequisite of heavy workflow setup time to get the automation running smoothly. Adopting one of these curated, archetype-specific stacks turns AI into a precision instrument. Stop collecting AI tools like trading cards in the hopes of finding an imaginary everything app. It does not exist. Identify the single academic or professional task you hate doing the most and commit to mastering the one specialist tool actually designed to solve it. Accepting the rigid trade-offs of a targeted AI stack is how you secure a measurable return on your effort.